Hello there, my loyal fans and my outstanding subscribers. You can see my Naruto Uzumaki t-shirt. My tapestry managed to survive, and my Ninja Turtle t-shirt on top, of course, which is good because I've been watching the second season of Ninja Turtles, the animated series from the late 80s, early 90s. And this is a big thank you. This gameplay video is a big thank you. It's a big shout out to a really supportive YouTuber, a friend of mine on occasion that has said some interesting comments on some of my videos. And when I was asking about certain game requests, well, he made a good one. He asked me, and this was kind of a non-specific thing, he asked me for TMNT. He did not specify exactly which TMNT, so I did kind of a random pick, and maybe you can see me in frame. It's hard to get this lined up. Sometimes the contrast kind of cancels everything out, but you heard my ocarina at the beginning. And so anyway, this request was made by a really good YouTuber from the Netherlands. That's right. Hey, a big shout out. Yo, all the folks out in the Netherlands. Wild Elf 26, feeling the love, feeling the love. And his YouTube handle, he's the SPORE Hacker. The SPORE Hacker. And you can find him kind of easily. You can find his channel. He's all about indie comics and manga, and even some game playthroughs once in a while too. But he's straight out of the Netherlands, and he speaks very good English, and he's very legible, very articulate, and yeah. So SPORE Hacker, this was his request, was TMNT. So I went with that, and I picked this one. This is Turtles 3 for the NES. And I got my dog bone controller, so we're going to have some fun with that. I had a sheet of paper somewhere that had the cheat code for this, and I do encourage cheat codes. And folks, it's not a real cheat code if you can only put it in after you defeat the game. No, a cheat code is specifically in the title. It's cheat code. It means you start the game, but you don't want the hassle, and you go through and enjoy the game with the cheat code on, or cheat code implemented. So, like Game Genie and Game Shark and all those good things from the good eras. But this is Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project. It was a follow-up. It was made off of the Turtles 2 arcade for the NES game engine, and it looks like they added a little bit more memory to it, and they really took it a step further. It's got some quality images, especially the cutscene images. The music bits are all right. There's not a lot of voice samples, of course. It's an NES cartridge, so you hardly get any voice samples. It's a big game. Right now the demo rounds are running. The life bar for your turtles is underneath the action going on the screen. So here's your play field, the world of the TMNT up here. But down here, an example, Michelangelo's, there's his health bar, and then his, I guess you could call it resurrection or rest. He's got 3 of them. We usually call those continues, but yeah. But here I don't even think it means continue. I think here it just means life. Like there's only 3 lives and then you're dead or something. But we'll find out as we go through it. And with a friend you can plug in another controller in the Super NES, whether it's a dog bone like this one or some other third-party controller or something you really like. Second player can join in. and you can co-op play, and there's some you can do combined attacks too. Not as good as in The Simpsons, but it's something they were fiddling with around this time, probably because of The Simpsons, which was yet another Konami arcade game. So this is the home version. It's done by Konami. Sometimes they would do it through Ultra Games, but this is done through Konami specifically. And this, as you can tell, it was late in the run of the NES. It's 1992. And I think they stopped NES cartridge production around 94, possibly 95, at least in the States, in the United States. They might have continued to support it in some of the other countries. I would guess Brazil. Brazil tends to hang on to a console, and they support a lot of their consoles longer in Brazil. The Master System got amazing amounts of support for a very long time. But let's get back to the game at hand. Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. Okay, guys? And I'm going to put the ocarina away. Then we can get to be playing some turtles. I'm going to check the gimbal, make sure it's lined up somewhat central. And I'm sorry if you can't see me too well in this video. But like I said, this is a gameplay video. I usually call these Yakin and Snackins. I got my can full of potato chips. Most of the time I get the barbecue flavor. And I like the sweet barbecue. So that tells you which state's barbecue I'm kind of preferable toward. Basically Texas barbecue, yeah. I like the sweet. I like the mesquite, yeah. Carolina barbecue is good too, but it has more of that kind of a cream, sour kind of thing to it with the sauce they use. And so I find myself preferring the sweet stuff, and that usually takes me as far as the Texas barbecue. Maybe a little Louisiana style too. But I'll tell you one thing, all three of those states are passionate about their barbecuing. And, you know, North Carolina is pretty famous for their barbecue. Texas is pretty happy with their barbecue. And Louisiana will always tell you that theirs is the best barbecue. So it's up to the beholder. All right, guys. Enough ado. I'm doing my pre-Yakin now. And let me check the gimbal. And then I'll pick up the controller. And we'll be playing some turtles. Okay, guys. Have to adjust a couple of axis points here. Wait a minute. There we go. That might help a little. Is that centered? Let me know, guys. Is that centered? Okay. Speak up. I can't hear you. Is it centered? Now scream! Ah! Okay. There we go. All right. I just want to make sure all the meters are readable. In Turtles in the Manhattan Project. Sorry that the focus will occasionally pan in and pan out. I have an Android 10 camera phone, folks, and despite the fact it's the 10th generation of Android, possibly the 11th, instead of the camera systems getting better, they seem to have gotten increasingly worse. I remember I had a flip phone a long time ago that was a Samsung, and it had an amazing little camera on it. I think it was 3 megapixels or something. But its focus was perfect. Its light focus was perfect. It never did this random pan out, pan in close, or zoom in close, pan out, you know, at random. And I don't know why that's acceptable on current Android phones, but it seems to be for some unusual reason. All right. Probably so their friends can sell more GoPros or something like that. I'm sure it's a case of one business shaking hands behind the curtains with another business. That's usually the way. That's how the corrupt industry ball bounces generally. And that's right. There are corruption involved. Yes, yes, yes. Even in social media, you know, there's controversies now that in the last updates they've used some weird AI algorithm that's taking away views. And in some cases, it's causing subscribers to be suddenly unsubscribed. And then they wonder why they're not getting their notifications. And then they realize, unbeknownst to them, they've been unsubscribed from some channel they like. So that's really, really bad form on YouTube's part. They need to get a handle on that, you know? And maybe one day they will. Whoever's designing their updates, they might need to cycle them out and get some people that are actually competent. But, you know, how often do businesses have competent people working for them, right? That's what I've noticed, at least. If you agree with that, let me know in the comments. In fact, there's a lot of stuff. Go ahead and let me know some stuff in the comments. I've also found out through trial and error, pardon me as I jump under the gimbal, I have to see the gimbal from multiple angles to make certain that it's remaining central. See the Vizio logo at the bottom of the screen there. I guess that's about as central as I can get it right there. Okay, guys. Without further ado, let's check this out, shall we? Sorry if my head's getting in the way. Got my Link elf hat on. For those of you who are somewhat new to this channel, I do cosplay. I promote cosplay. And in my default, when I'm not doing other cosplays, I'm usually dressed like Link from Legend of Zelda 2 for the NES. Sorry, guys. Bit dusty today. Had a dry throat all day. Okay. One turtle. Donatello has the furthest reach, but Leonardo is the most effective turtle overall. So that's who we're going with, folks. This is a SPORE Hacker edition of Yakin and Snakin gameplay. Okay, the turtles are on a beach in Florida. Ironic, because the Wild Elf 26 is coming at you right here from Central Florida. There you go. That's what April O'Neil's supposed to look like, folks. And she's got a pretty decent upper chest, too. Judging by that animation, it's either a C size or a full D size. I'm going to guess a full D size. But I digress. We used to watch this stuff when we were kids, and that's how they presented April back in the late 1980s and the early 90s. She's a redheaded Irish television reporter, TV reporter, and originally it was for Channel 6. Okay, here's Leonardo, folks. We got jump, we got slash, and if you hold down and attack or down and slash, he'll flip an enemy, and that often destroys them in one hit. There we go. The hitbox ratios are a little better on this Turtles than the Turtles 2 arcade. Not a ton better, but a little better. There we go. And all the turtles can flip an enemy like that. Oh, they're throwing sand in my eyes. Okay. Flip, flip. There we go. Yeah, I flipped them off. All right. They deserve it. They're the Foot Clan. An angry group of podiatrists. Kudos to the 3 people that know what that term means. There we go. Oh, he's got the giant shrikens, yeah. I'm sure I get points for hitting the shrikens, but right now they're doing that thing where they pretty much bunch up on you and you can't do a whole lot, so. Yeah, the levels on Turtles 3 are very long. Oh no, I accidentally got Raphael. Well, hey, that's okay. I used to play the crap out of this, but it's been a while since I played it, so. Yeah, generally the Turtles games do better when they're based off of one of the arcade machines. And they made 2 of them. They made Ninja Turtles Arcade, 1989, and I think in 1991 they came out with Turtles in Time, and Turtles in Time was awesome. But they were quarter munchers for sure, and the home versions weren't giving you much mercy either. In fact, in some ways the home versions were worse. Not by graphics or whatever. They were worse because they were more brutal. In the arcade version, you technically have infinite continues. It's only limited to the number of tokens or quarters you have. When the home versions, pardon me, the home versions, they limit your lives to like 6 lives and 3 or 4 continues. That's all you get. And they've often added enemies. In some cases on the NES, they've actually added additional levels. That was the case with Turtles 2, the arcade game. So you had a game that was extra long, less continues, and it was desperately trying to replicate the graphics of that arcade machine. Which I'm all for, but I don't understand the less continues. I mean, they should have just given you, right off the bat, they should have just given you 25 lives. And maybe 6 continues after that. But no, they give you this ridiculously short amount of lives, and then the continues, which are different from the regular lives, they give you a short amount of them as well, so. Okay, we're on some cabana. I think it's down by Key West here. Yeah, this is a wooden boardwalk. Oh, I should have seen that one coming. They use that same gimmick in Turtles 2, only they hit you with a Pizza Hut sign. Yep, Key West. That's what it says on the sign. Oh my. My imitation of George Takei in Key West. Alright. There we are. There is a boss battle somewhere here, so I gotta be careful. If I manage to survive this, let me see. I mean, they are throwing a lot of foot. I keep falling in the hole. Wait a minute. Can I pause? Wait a minute. Hey, I can pause. How about that? Okay. Anyway, guys, just a quick recap. This is the Dogbone controller. This is a third-party remake of the Dogbone controller. It's made by Classics, and I believe that's made by a company called Old School. So, but it's spot on. It has purple buttons instead of the red buttons. Other than that, everything's immaculate. Works great. All right, guys. Let's continue the action. And some would say, well, why are you using the Dogbone controller? Well, after a while, the square or rectangular NES controller, especially if your hands are as busy as mine during the daytime, once you start messing with the controller, you have calluses or blisters or other stuff. The last thing you want is some stagnant corner of a remote digging into your savaged, roughed up hand. Because they'll either pop a blister you already have going, or it will add to a weird callus. There we go. Back to Leo. Yeah, it's rock steady, obviously. But if you don't know the Turtles lore, that's a mutant. He's half human, half rhino. He's one of Shredder's right-hand goons. He's got a best friend named Big Bebop, and Bebop is another mutant. Rocksteady was a white guy street punk, and Bebop was a black guy street punk in the same gang. And they volunteered for the mutant thing. And Bebop is, he's a half human, half warthog. And Rocksteady's, of course, a half rhino. The whole purpose of that was it gave them amazing strength. They could pick up cars and throw them, people. And the Shredder himself has partnered up with a evil brain from Dimension X. And, yeah, that's just the start of it, people. The evil brain is called Krang. And he has almost a limitless access to combat technology from an entirely different universe. Krang himself is a 10th tier super genius. He helped the Shredder build a giant rolling fortress on wheels called the Technodrome. Now, there had been people on the fence thinking that Krang brought the Technodrome with him from Dimension X, but that's not true. Some of the technology used to make the Technodrome is from Dimension X, but a lot of it was from Earth. But Shredder followed a plan laid out by Krang to build the Technodrome. And then once the trans-dimensional portal was built, yep, that's the big word for today, folks. The trans-dimensional portal. Oh, they're jumping like dolphins. That's always annoying. All right. It's like, yeah, these foot soldiers just happen to be in the water, and they happen to be able to jump out of the water like porpoises. Okay. But there used to be a theory that the Technodrome was from Dimension X, and it's not. But the design for it is a fortress, a mobile fortress that Krang was used to having in Dimension X, but the actual Technodrome was built right here on Earth. But the trans-dimensional portal, which is pretty big, it's about the size of an oversized garage door, it can open a science-controlled portal to just about any universe you can dial up. And this was pretty much before the Stargate even came to be, folks. This was back in 1987 that they came up with these ideas for the animated show with the Technodrome and its portal, its gateway. Yeah, so I guess old Colonel Jack O'Neill owes a lot of his idea there to the Ninja Turtles. Except that the gateway system they built, that's not run by the government, it's run by a bunch of bad guys from another universe, working in cahoots with a bad guy from this universe, the Shredder. And Shredder in this early series is obsessed with revenge on the Turtles, conquering the world. And then Krang is willing to help him with that, but Krang needs to get back to Dimension X. Because Krang wants to conquer not only a world, he wants to conquer the entire universe of Dimension X. Oh man, how many of these things they got? Sorry guys. And I'm sorry for saying guys so much, it's just my go-to word. I mean to say folks. Alright folks, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, there are many obstacles in this game. Okay. I'm just going through it as far as the lives will let me here. And we're kind of getting close to the last remnants of the lives there. I'm going to have to eat me some potato chips in a minute here. Oh! Now that makes for a very short video. And I'm going to use my continue right now. There we go. Yes. See how far along it lets us continue. Okay, here we go, guys. I like that graphic of Master Splinter that they had at the continue screen. Okay. Sorry guys, my voice is trying to leave me at the same time here. Probably because my throat's been dry most of the day. And I know some of you will be like, well, you gotta stay hydrated. Well, that's the kicker, folks. I've been hydrated all day long, and it really didn't do much of anything, so. Ugh. Got a lot of gas too. Sorry folks, I guess you didn't ask for all that personal gas input, but yeah. I ate some pasta today, but I didn't eat any cheese, so I'm not sure why I got so much gas. Okay. Now if I ate a lot of burritos or chimichangas, I could understand why I'd have a lot of gas. Huh. There we go. Gosh, I guess I have to chop up those triple guns. Okay. Huh. Yeah, the screen doesn't advance unless you chop up the triple guns. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Guess I was wrong. All right. So we'll let you advance once you get rid of the foot soldiers. Okay. There we go. There'll be a boss battle soon. I can feel it. These guys. Normally the graphics stay pretty stable until a third enemy shows up on screen. 2 enemies on screen, the graphics stabilize. But you get 3 and suddenly there's a major amount of flickering and partial disappearing of a sprite. During the 8-bit NES days, they could only use 4 colors on their sprites. And some argue that they could use only 3. So when you see an enhanced version of a game and they're using 8 or 9 colors on the sprite and claiming it's an enhanced NES title, you can only run those with some weird super cart or something. And I don't think a super cart or a flash cart would even run those because they use it through actual hardware. So for the ones that have 8 colors on a sprite, chances are it's emulator used and only emulator used. Whereas the original titles like this, with their regular 4 sprites, function perfectly fine on actual hardware here. And that's the difference, folks. That's why on my channel you will never see a enhanced NES game. If it doesn't work on the cartridge slot, the actual hardware here, you will not see it on this channel. Mainly because I feel that those enhanced NES games with their 8 color sprites are not true NES games at all. They're like a nostalgic reinterpretation of one, but you can't run it on actual hardware like this, so therefore it can't be an NES game, can it? No, folks, give me actual cartridges that run on actual hardware. None of that PC or laptop imitator crap. Now, some of you might feel a little different about that, but that's how I feel on my channel. It's not that I'm taking a big noble stand or anything, but I'm trying to represent what the games are and what they were when they were released. This is how it all looks, you know. I mean, it's on an HD TV, but still, you have a older console hooked up to a HD TV, either directly or through a HDMI upscaler. But this is pretty much what they looked like. They were a little skinnier than this because this television stretches everything you plug into it. You have to have the specific remote that came with the Vizio in order to adjust the picture properly. Because if you buy a replacement generic Vizio remote, it often won't let you access the menu options proper. And that's very annoying. And it's a huge pain in the tuchus because if you like movies a certain way, to look a certain way, you can't adjust it for that. And same goes for the video games. Alrighty. Let's see. That's my point spread so far. All right. Here we go. So how you guys been doing? Do you view this channel regularly? Let me know in the comments. I'm trying to get some more public subscribers. This channel, once in a while, I like to do a public shout out, a subscriber shout out. And I haven't had enough recent public subscribers to really do that. And you might ask, well, what's the criteria for that? Well, I like to get about about 8 or 9 subscribers and thank them by name, by their YouTube name, in a short video usually. And I don't see a lot of YouTubers doing that. And that's why I started doing it. And y'all should see my video for a 100 subscriber milestone, or a milestone 100 subscriber, thank you. I believe it was pretty wild. And once I reach the 200 subscriber mark, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do for that video. If you've seen a number of my videos and my cosplay videos too, you can see that I've pushed the level of wild up pretty well. So I'll have to think of something pretty good for the 200 subscriber. I know I'm getting close. I'm closer to it. Right now I'm in the 170 something 170 something subscriber level, and I could feel that I'm rapidly getting close to 200. So with the help of good viewers like yourself, if you're a little shy, well, now's the time to subscribe publicly, folks. And heck, why not share the fun? Use that share function and share some of the videos with your friends or your boss, whoever you think the video would be good to be seen by. Spore Hacker, are you enjoying the videos so far? We're at the bridge stage, and this is a rather difficult part. I'm having to talk while avoiding traffic and jumping out of the way of grenades. That's a little difficult. Okay. I think that was Bebop driving that thing. Oh, I earned an extra life. Yay! So far, I have not seen a pizza power-up. If you guys spot a pizza power-up, yell, "Hey, there's a pizza!" real loud. Maybe I can hear it. I never understood why people doing long gameplays for a YouTube video, that they don't try to jazz it up a little, you know, that they don't get a little more entertaining with it. Oh, that was a good one. I'll have to check the gimbal in a minute, folks. So expect me to pause the game here. There we go. Pardon me, I'll temporarily block your view with my wonderful face, despite what the lighting is doing. Okay. I tend to shoot these late at night, or at night. There we go. My eyes are adjusting. It says 49 minutes. Hold on, folks. I gotta put my eyeballs on here. I don't think it says 49. What's it say? It says 40 minutes. Okay. Yeah, 40 minutes. All right. I'm going to get into a stance here so you can see me. All right, guys, I got my elf hat on, and I just want to make sure you could at least sort of see me. Now I will resume the melee, at least for another 15 minutes. Or less. Yeah, these particular ones, they take a decent amount of hits. They also dole out a lot of hits with those samurai swords. Oh, it's Slash. The deviant turtle. And he's not from Dimension X, but he's from the Technodrome. Slash has an interesting origin too. In the original series, Slash was a mutant turtle created by Bebop. That's right, Bebop. It was Bebop's pet turtle. And he didn't, even Rocksteady didn't know about it until he mutated him. Bebop wanted a helper, and Shredder had made some new mutagen. So Bebop took some of it back to his room, and he put his pet turtle in the mutagen, and out came Slash. Oh. Using that. Oh, they got me. All right, guys. We made it to the bridge stage. I hope all the people in the Netherlands were entertained by this. And I hope my good friend Spore Hacker was entertained by this too. He's created his own comic book, folks. It's called Jaguar Warrior. And if you want to find Spore Hacker on YouTube, we'll do a YouTube search with the words Jaguar Warrior Comic Spore Hacker, and his site should pop up. His thumbnail looks like 3 slash marks. I'm guessing it's a reference to Wolverine. All right, guys. We had a blast. We had some snacks, some Yakin, a good dose of turtle power. Splinter is casually waiting. He's blinking. And I'm not going to keep him waiting too long here. But this was Yakin and Snakin gameplay. NES TMNT 3, the Manhattan Project. And that's a mouthful, folks. And remember, guys, remember, folks, yes, because there's a lot of girl gamers out there too. And according to YouTube Studio analytics, I have a lot of girl viewers too. And I'm quite proud of that, because there's a lot of really good, talented gamers that happen to be girls. And I recommend for all the gamers, girls or boys, if you have an NES, or if you have a clone console that plays NES carts, get yourself a dog bone controller. You'll be doing your palms and your fingers a huge service by getting one of these. That rectangle thing digs. It digs bad into your palm, especially where your thumb starts right there. So if you want gameplay that doesn't feel like you're getting carpal tunnel syndrome, be sure to pick up a dog bone, either by Old School Classic or There's one made by Tommy. Tommy makes one too. And just see what's out there, folks. Alrighty. Normally, I end the videos either by saying extreme close-up, but this time I think I'll end it with a little brief ocarina. Yeah, a little Hyrulean ocarina here. Probably not recognizable, but... Alrighty, guys, you've been great. You've been awesome. And this concludes this Yakin and Snakin. Thank you for enjoying the gameplay video. Go see my buddy SPORE Hacker. Check out some of his gameplays. And he's got links to his Jaguar comic book. And he's professionally producing that comic book. Yeah, the guy's he's on his A game with this stuff. He knows his stuff. He knows what he likes, and he's making some quality material. He's always releasing some posts of different artwork for the next chapter and next books coming up. He's got a couple good collaborators with him too. So check out SPORE Hacker. Check out his comic book called Jaguar Warrior. All right, guys. And may the Triforce bless you all. Alrighty. And show you care. Press that like button at the top of the video, the main like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and you're not opposed to doing so, please subscribe. And if you want your chance to get your name thanked in one of my subscriber thank you videos, then please subscribe publicly. All right, guys, your friend YouTube, retro gaming elf and cosplay enthusiast, Wild Elf 26, folks. And that will be that. Da, 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 da.